spouse. I'm married to someone. I'm somebody's wife. I'm also ambitious, driven. What I do, my work, my career, is central to my identity. Let's say I'm your regular closet feminist who would like to change the world. In fact, I want to talk to you today about changing the world. And yet I think it's important I tell you I'm somebody's wife. Why? Who here has made a life choice where you say you quit your job for love, or you let go of a fantastic career to take care of your family, or you held on to a job just so your partner can chase his or her dreams? Who here? Who here knows someone else who's done that? Pretty much everybody, right? We believe what's right for people we care about is ultimately the right thing to do. 8 years back, I made the decision to follow my husband and his career to Europe, to Eindhoven. I must say it was not particularly a difficult decision because I looked at it as something of a long stay vacation. See the sights, experience a new culture, etc. I was excited. I was looking forward to a new adventure. I didn't for a moment think I won't have a career here. So I landed in Eindhoven and eventually started making friends. Most of the time, they were people like me, or my husband, young, happy nomads who were in love with the idea of trying out another new city. We didn't really have a reason to connect locally. I had found my bubble. It was international, it was exciting, inspiring, and didn't at all feel bad. We made local trips to tulip gardens, learned a lot about Dutch culture, mostly from Wikipedia or Untouchables. Once in a while, experienced that strange sensation in my throat, the Dutch language. As you would imagine, I eventually experienced a mild dose of reality. You see, my bubble was fundamentally different from that of my partner's. He worked, and to whatever extent, was connected to the real world. I didn't even know I was disconnected, didn't spot the problem, didn't fix it. Instead, I panicked. Almost immediately, I downsized my big ambitions to a job, any job, as long as it had remotely something to do with my background. It was 6 years of struggle to keep my career afloat. I jumped boats when I had to. I went back to school. I rediscovered old interests, found new interests, survived the economic crisis, personal crises, every trick in the book. Like everybody else, I guess, I was worried, suffered, complained a lot, but eventually I reacted and decided to do something about it. About a year and a half back, I founded the Expat Spouses Initiative with my friend and business partner, Anne Yianni. The idea was to build a network so that as internationals, you have a support system, you have a decent chance at finding a local job. But what we set in motion was a movement. Every international trailing spouse instinctively understands what we stand for, what we're fighting for. And so many of them joined forces. We built a community of more than 700 people in less than a year, a little more than a year. We built what's now the largest international professional network in Eindhoven region. More than 80% of people in the network have a master level education or more. More than 70% have had significant work experience. You would be amazed at the number of PhDs, postdocs, even double postdocs that we represent. Yet, why is it hard to find your spot locally? And it is hard. We now know that there are at least 9,000 highly skilled, motivated international partners right now, right here, looking for opportunities. So, what if I now tell you the problem is not lack of opportunities? If anything, Eindhoven is expecting to double the number of internationals in the next 3 to 5 years to meet local skill demand. So far from being a problem, this is actually an opportunity missed. A mind-blowing wealth of talent goes under the radar because of terminology. So, what is the problem? As impossible as it may seem, the problem is a mind gap. Let me explain. If you are an international and if you're stuck, you experience the mind gap. And it's something like this. You know it's just a pen, it's just a line. So it's a mind gap, but it's almost physical. You feel it, you experience how real this is. So it's not surprising we didn't rationally think of a solution. We were reacting to this experience and in the process found one. It's a very primal, human solution. We reached out. We reached out to others like us. We reached out to others not like us. We reached out of our international bubble and reached into other bubbles, to locals. And we found amazing local people who immediately got it and helped us. So just like that, even before we really started, we started engaging hundreds of spouses in professional activities. We were just connecting people we know to people we know in local professional assignments, to mentors, to workshops, and even managed to connect close to 50 people now to local jobs. It was actually quite simple, people linking people. I believe the larger solution needs a fundamental change in how we think about what's local. We think it's a global problem, but global mobility is pretty much playing out right here around us. And we need a new local, and we need all of us to build it together. I'll start with us, internationals. How do we end up here? Companies need talent that they can't find locally, and they bring them over from countries where they can find them, like India. Expensive services are indulged to quickly and efficiently hustle people across borders. Who's getting hustled in all this? Me and probably a lot of you here. And we are really enjoying the ride now. We are, too proud that we are let into the global workplace, and it's going too good for us to start complaining about the gaps. So we land in a new city and start playing ants. Global ants stuck inside tiny labels like expats, internationals, talent, students, spouses, us, them. Don't be fooled, that's a mind gap. We really have to get out and connect locally. We owe it to ourselves to find our international place locally. Which brings me to place. Place is powerful. Place has the power to draw you out of your fenced-in existence. When I stepped out of my bubble, Eindhoven transformed me. But unfortunately, cities kind of have the same strategy to attract tourists and international knowledge workers, which is, we'll make your life easy. We'll make it easy here, then there. We need cities to enable placemaking, enable internationals to make them feel possible to make a home here when they are here. So I talked about us, I talked about where, and now I'm going to talk about them, the local people. Consider this, if you live in an international city, to whatever extent, you are already international. We need local people in international cities to embrace their inherited international identity and join and build new communities. Communities are sensational in nurturing shared identities. And we know because we're building one, and it's fantastic how the international-minded locals we know have enabled us, mentored us, love and share our ambition. So it's a mind gap that locals are essentially different. We need locals in international cities to be proud of their received international heritage and connect out there. Besides, the global workplace is pretty much playing out in your backyard. So if anything, the story starts from you. It's a global problem, but we need a fundamental shift in how we engage the global workplace locally. And there's at least 3 things that we can do. 1, internationals, get out there, find your place. Cities enable that placemaking. And locals, open up, let them in. Expat Spouses Initiative is fighting for dual career. Put simply, no matter which one of you is hired and yanked across the globe, the other partner should have equal opportunity to pursue his or her ambitions. He or she should not have to resort to a patchy second career or give up and sit at home. But dual career is just one of the many human costs we pay for accelerated global mobility of our times. Times are changing globally, but we need ecosystems locally to respond to it. We need companies that hustle people to understand it's their social responsibility to engage them locally. We need cities and ecosystems not to think about it so much as integrating internationals as it is to helping them step out, interact, and helping the locals find their international place as well. I started my story with, I'm a spouse, I'm somebody's wife. I hope it made some of you curious. I'm sure many in the audience were wondering, why did I do that? Why am I standing here announcing it to the world that I'm somebody's wife? Well, you know why now. I hope it at least made some of you angry. I find it extraordinary that in this time and age, my identity and that of many people like me, and I know so many of them now, can be reduced to a relationship status, and we are not doing more to fix it. Honestly, there's so much you and I can do together to fix these mind gaps. We do what we do because we don't know any better. Let's talk, share experiences, stories about hardships that you face in global mobility, about changing identities. Find the courage and ways to step out of tiny labels, out of comfort zones. Start with what we have in common, and together, build a new world. Thank you.